project manager să nu critice. Până aici.
Da.
Mai ăștia cu fix, poate...
Vorbesc cu el și oricum o să fiu și aici și o să zic.
Adică să știe că sunteți amândoi. Ora, dar nu o să stăm așa.
Alo?
Nu se vede altfel?
Alo?
Păi, nu se vede imaginea calmă dacă e mai multă lumină.
Ia. Ține oricum prezentarea. Ia.
Da, se vede.
Dă-i prezentarea ei.
Cui?
Dă-i un slideshow, ca să vedem cum se vede
Ah, să
pentru
dau aici
Ucraina.
ăsta.
Se vede bine.
Și link-ul ăsta o să fie pentru toți? Ia.
Da, pe aia să-l dăm...
Nu se vede nimic?
Nu.
Ce frică să știi că stăm pentru Neri. Edi, închizi cu puțin lumina? Măcar dacă se putea prinde doar să...
Da, acum se vede ceva, dar nu... Dă-te un pic că ia mâna. Dar nu se vede...
Ia dă mai așa. Dar cum s-ar vedea pe dos? Vezi? Că ia totul pe dos.
Da, da. E bine.
Ok, să facem cu un telefon.
Ia vezi la tine cum se... Da, mă, că așa s-a...
Ia vezi câte sunt pe Skype pe telefon.
Nu știu cum faci. Nu, aici se vede bine.
Da?
Da, aici se vede bine. Deci pentru cei care se uită se găsește controlul.
Nu era la ora 5?
Dar nu se vede clar.
La 5 jumate e?
La 5 de mele.
Ce se aude?
De ce nu mergeți?
Noi n-am zis, că vorbeam mai devreme.
Adică la 5
Da,
jumate?
nu, pe video spune.
Că s-a schimbat.
Că de la 5 s-a schimbat, de la 5 la 5 jumate, zici cum poate pe bine.
Acum 5 minute.
Dar n-ați citit voi bine mail, adică nu știu. La 5? La 5 jumate.
Andreea, ai un top 2
De proiectorul? Ia că la noi, în birou, parte, ceva de acolo.
Dar uite că merge mizeria aia. Am băgat la Office Remote și dai din telefon, știi, apăsai pe el și schimbai slide-ul, știi? Da.
Da.
Acum nu mai
Dar ce facem? Că se vede pe dos ăsta.
Și acolo? N-ai zis că se vede bine?
A zis el că se vede bine aici?
Ce ai zis că se vede corect?
Se vede bine pe ăsta, pe streaming.
Da.
Păi e ok așa.
Asta contează.
Da, dar nu se vede clar textul.
Ia sună-mă de pe ăla, să vedem cât de tare se aude în ăsta, în geabra.
Da, suntem aici, un moment.
Se aude.
Deci nu că afară să vorbesc?
Nu știu, ca să sunat de tare, mă gândesc că se aude, nu?
Nu știu, sperăm.
Ia mai sună o dată.
Steți.
Link-ul ăsta rămâne?
Păi lăsă pe ăsta, dacă nu mi se restartează laptopul, rămâne ăsta.
Dar ți se restartează des?
Nu, mi s-a restartat de vreo 2 ori de când l-am.
Ok, până atunci. Deci poți să dau mail cu link-ul ăsta?
Păi da, mail, dar stai așa un pic.
Ia, Edi, ce faci?
Ce face Andreea?
Andreea...
Stai un pic.
Una. Da? Super atunci.
Stai, nu închide. Mai ești cu noi?
Hai că e acolo, uite-l.
Stai așa, că acum am dat drumul la microfon și aici. Pe streaming.
Mai stau?
Mai stai un pic.
Vrei să mai zic ceva?
210. Cred că e ok.
Se aude mai prost în partea asta, dar na.
Ok.
Acum, dar trebuie...
Rămâne linkul ăsta?
Păi da, ăsta. Dacă se vede ok de aici, e bine.
Se vede ok de acolo, cum încărcător.
Dar mai școala. Așa la asta, nu? Calma, dar e foarte italian, și toate suportările. Dar să înțeleg să-l fac acolo cu cine.
Stai că eu dacă îmi închid ăsta...
Așa e un bombă. Ce e dar portare mai vreau să când veneam net și și apoi rămâneam acolo, blocare. Și nu pus câte 10 odată. Păi ce-am pus mișto.
Ce-am destul bun?
Și da, o face ziua.
Grijă să nu faci poza de jos. Și nu s-a înregistrat.
Eu nu știu, decât în cantități
industriale, nu vreau cu ani diferiți, doar am greu.
Deci poți să lași acolo, deci nu ați nicio problemă. Eu nu mai am nevoie de lectură acolo. Ce?
Înseamnă rezultatul ăsta.
El trebuie să-și facă teste.
Eu omul de 3 se învață. Corect. O să facem pentru mine, la dedu.
Comandă familia și dai cu laptopul ready, bang, un proiector, mantă, ce la mijloc.
Trickshot. Aveai trickshot mai.
Asta e combo, frate.
Hai că a scăzut și mai mult. Ce făcut, mă? Vezi că ai... Ce să fac? Da, asta e foarte bine.
Nu.
Trebuie să faci mult de faci. În atunci ce?
Băi, gata, dacă nu mergi în chestii, trage foaia, să cumpără câte nu știu, da. Dă-i o palmă.
Nu-ți fac palmă, direct.
Ai din treaba nu, că te dau mai târziu, nu?
Nu spui nimic, că stau greșit. Am zis asta. Error, tehnică error, sorry. Rest continuu. Tot bine apare, dar zis. De ce?
Deci era...
Celălalt test care ți-a mers, că le-am mai implementat în lucrurile.
Bine?
Rezist.
Ca să vorbesc pentru început. Asta e greu. Asta e greu, vrea să ajungă așa, știi, voi fac elemente.
Dar tu ai geamă. Nu ai geamă.
Da, dar e de pe site. Poate să e pe site.
Să spun asta la tădută. Spune muzica, se atmosferă.
I bet your presentation.
No, it's fine.
You are okay. Not connected.
As a presenter.
Okay. Nice. All right. That's a lot of people. I think that's good.
The people is connected also there.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Hello, Leo. All right. So many people. You want to learn about the Wind Academy, huh? All right. Well, to learn about the Wind Academy, we should go back in time all the way to when it was warm outside. The girls were not wearing sweaters, small tops, and other girls were coming and leaving their good jobs. And instead of going there and doing good deeds there, they were going to the summer academy and learning to become front developers and winning prizes and becoming very good front developers, and now having good jobs in other teams than where they were at that time. This summer academy was an experiment that we invented, and which most likely will bring us some award in the future. Most likely to win some award for being the most innovative company in the world, and because we are doing these fantastic things with our academies. I know Iris brags about it when she gives speeches to HR makers in other countries and other companies. Points at this and says, look how good we are. And yeah, she's right. She's right and pointing to it. So the Summer Academy was born out of an urgent need for getting JavaScript developers actually. And at the time we introduced it and said, well, why not learn JavaScript? You can learn JavaScript and you know one more language, and maybe you can get a job and maybe interesting. And maybe you don't know programming, maybe you do, but learn something and we'll pay for it. And surprisingly, many people actually applied for this and said, we'll learn it. And surprisingly, we managed to get many people then enrolled in the Summer Academy. We had 10 people that joined with good results. And most of these people ended up in actually leaving their former teams, gaming support and other core teams that had intelligent and ambitious people. They lost some good staff, and instead they went into new teams and tried to do new things. Summer was a good time to do it, of course. In the summer, we're not too busy. I'm on vacation, so I don't send a lot of tasks. I'm running around in Europe trying to get my motorcycle filled up with gas and get myself filled up with vodka. And these things you have to do in the summer. In the winter, well, right now it's very busy. We're all very busy, but when we get around Christmas and so on, and the snow falls, and you get your presents, and then you look at them for a few days and you think, I'm a little bit bored, what should I do? That is the perfect time to actually learn something new. So it's a bit the same. Management will be away, and Morten will be with his new wife. They'll be in the Maldives and somewhere. I'll be driving around in a car most likely because there's so much snow. Everything will be very quiet, and it's a good time to learn. Clients will thankfully also be away. The typical passion will be a bit more quiet than it's normal. Everything will be more quiet. So winter is also a good time, except it can't be that long. So we thought, okay, we're going to do a winter academy. It should be shorter in time than summer academy. We cannot do 2 full months. So the topic must be adjusted accordingly. We actually managed, you can say impressive or not, but I'm impressed. We managed to have people that learned from scratch, from knowing absolutely nothing, learn to be a front developer. A junior, yes, but a smart junior that knows the inside and out of HTML, of CSS. A smart junior that knows JavaScript and Angular, a fantastic way of doing JavaScript. And I know these things, and doing that from scratch in 2 months is actually quite an achievement. So this, I think we can be proud of, and we were. So now we'll try to adjust and say, okay, we'll have 2 topics here for the winter, and 2 topics again where we can see where actually it's not so impressive what is out there in the Bucharest marketplace when we're hiring. It's not like these people are amazingly much better than the people here. They just have some experience that we don't in our company, and which we like to build. And so we selected 2 areas, and these 2 areas are project management and automatic testing. And so I'll motivate this a little bit, but after I'm motivating, then we'll get 1 or 2 teachers. This has now become a tradition of how we do the presentations here. We'll get a teacher from each of the 2 courses to come and present what they have in mind, and you can hear more about it. But from a company point of view, I can tell you why it's interesting for us. And then I'll listen with interest to what the 2 teachers have to say about the 2 topics. That's actually many teachers. One benefit we have in the Winter Academy is we learned something from the Summer Academy. We learned that most of what we did was fantastic and great. So that's good. But we also learned a bit more, and so one thing we learned was that it was good to have more than 1 teacher. It gave us a little bit more resources to look after this. Just to recap how this thing goes, for those who don't know the Summer Academy, I'll quickly recap what are the basic training rules. The rules are like this. We have a course, you apply, and maybe you get in. In order to get in, you need to send a very short application, which can be maximum quarter of a page, and to motivate why you should get a seat. We get these, and then myself and 1 teacher from each of the 2 academies, plus my beautiful assistant over here. We will then, in all fairness and very fast, choose who wins these scholarships. And it is an actual scholarship. You do get money, and the money you get is the money you use to pay for your admission to the academy. You will get your full salary every day. You will show up at work every day, but you will proceed to the academy next to the gym, where there's a nice workplace there, and where you work every day from morning to evening, and sometimes even very late if your ambitions are winning the prize for the student, as Monica did. So this happens for the duration of the academy. During the academy, you will get a bit of testing to show that you master the topics, and at the end, there'll be a larger test at the end. If we could do certifications with these topics, then we would. That has been a challenge for us in the topics we did until now. That wasn't like if you're learning Java or C# that you can just say, okay, at the end, we're going to enroll you in this authorized testing, and you pass this test and we'll pay for this exam or whatever. When this is possible, then we'll try to get it in. When it's not, then we can't. But then you will get, if you pass at least, the Everymatrix Academy diploma and our greatest thanks for being good students. And then you will be done. After that, you can then maybe get another job, maybe not. We'll see. The point is that your team will be without you for this time. You will have no tasks except to learn. At the end of the academy, you'll be a smarter and more knowledgeable person. And with masters, one other topic that you normally would not master. You'll be taught by the best people we have in the company. You will be given the full possibility of focusing your attention on this, not like when you are at your normal university, and not like when you're normal university and just show up from time to time to bribe the secretary of the university to say if you actually attended, and maybe a bit extra to get a good grade. This is not how it works here. You will actually be studying and learning and doing this for making the company better and for making yourself better. Okay, so the two topics of the Winter Academy. Yeah, that's a very nice picture from summer. Yeah, 5 got fired so far. They got hired, not fired, but you know. So that's a small typo. Andrea. But good thinking. Actually got hired. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what are the topics for the Winter Academy? Well, there's project management and this automatic testing. And now I'll start by motivating the project management. Next to me here is a person that I once hired actually. Yes, it's many years ago, and I still regret it, but no, I don't. I'll tell you about your old time. It's very fortunate he's here, so I have a live sample. I asked him to come here. So we will stand. What project management did you do before you joined the company?
I was working for a consultancy company, and I did this for like 6 months before joining the company. And before this, I did other things outside project management.
What project management did you do in the consulting company?
I was doing the organization and execution of the company and cost improvement.
What?
Cost improvement.
Cost improvement. You were firing people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So this is a simple project manager we hire, and like nice person.
I used to have a suit, but now I have this.
He used to have a suit, and then he convinced me that he actually knew something about project management from this, which obviously he didn't, as you can hear. And then he also told me that he knows about sports. And I said, all right, well, we need a project manager for sports, and it's good, we'll hire you. The bottom line is, well, I've been a project manager. Of course, many projects are managed. And what goes for many project managers like Gerald and myself is that we have actually no background in project management when it comes to any sort of formal treatment of project management. We have never read a book about Scrum. We have never read a book about making Gantt charts. We know project planning, of course, and we can make one. We have written many requirement specifications, but we don't know the rules for making requirement specifications. All of these things we know, and we sort of manage. Both of us, we now are CEOs of companies, both of us. Mine a bit larger than yours, but still. You have a company and you're CEO, and look what it brought you, your project management experience is fantastic. The point is that project management is a large part. It's about being driven and wanting to do stuff and getting things done more than anything else. Actually.
Yeah, but we'll explain this during the next slides.
You will. But the point is that the project managers we have in the company, they have no joint background. Both for people that want to become project managers and people who are project managers today don't have much of a background for this. Some that we hired now do and have serious experience, some don't. What the aim here is to allow both people today work in project management and would like to be better in some areas, and people who don't but could see a future for themselves in project management would like to go into this. And when we say project management, we'll look at this holistically. We'll look at this as you think about yourselves as being in Roseanne's shoes, and he has now JetBlue, and he doesn't have person to write his requirement specifications. When you want something done, you describe what he needs. He doesn't have somebody to manage his strong meetings with two developers. He will agree with them what to do and so on. He doesn't have someone to deliver him big roadmaps, a third person who speaks to the developers and make his plans. The point is, if you have a small unit, then you more or less must be able to manage all these different tasks and have a full view of projects from all the different sides there is. And when you have this whole view, you benefit compared to some of the ways we're doing things in larger projects, where we have different people, different hats, and every time you have to do something, you have to have a meeting with 5 different people, team leader and scrum master, and blah, 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 all these different people must meet in order to do this all together. Here we want to say, all right, what do I need to do to sort of cover all areas? And ideally, I can run with one product, one sheet, and I can contain and manage that they get what they need from the development point of view to make this a success, this project. Okay, so that's project management. So you learn about requirement specs, about scrumming, about project management. In general, you will have teachers that each cover each of these areas, and then you'll be a candidate to be a project manager. We quite often have positions in the company for project management. That is in projects, and then we have in the integrations team, where we today have no less than 5 integration managers whose job it is to get clients live from assignment to get live on projects lasting from 4 months to 12 months in getting such a client live. Sometimes complicated, sometimes easy, but these projects are tied to a project company, and that's where in the future we'll have positions. Your background can be absolutely anything. It's nice to have some technical background, because then you can speak to techs. It's also nice to have an account manager or something like this, a more business background, because then you know what clients need and what business wants. It's good to have an ability to look at things holistically and look at it from both sides, I would say. But no strict requirements of any side. Then we have the automated testing. You'll hear much more about this in a moment, and I'll make that much shorter. The point about it is obviously that we are the present moving away from doing a lot of manual testing across our products to do automated testing. The reason is very obvious. It scales, allows us to test after we deploy, allows us to fix bugs before people tell us about them. Many nice things, except one small, not so nice things. Most of our testers don't have much training in this. We've done some of this already, and I know that Eddie and Diana are doing some of this already. What the aim here is that we can do something where we do a more concerted effort and take some time off from all the things you do in daily work. Again, you can join this from many different levels, from different backgrounds. You can come as a developer and say, I want to enter this road. I can see this is interesting, of course it is, that you can know how to help one team to deliver bug-free code that tests and retests automatically. And I can come from a manual tester background and say, I want to go this. It's also a path for people who want to say, I'm actually interested in programming, but I come without a program background. This is a bit like the guys that will otherwise be considering coming to learn JavaScript without having a strong programming background, but it can be my first programming language. Well, the automated testing is a bit the same, that you can come and if you have a tech flair, you can learn this, and it will be a bit like learning some basic programming. You have to understand the tech part, but you do not need to be a programmer, and it gets you a bit onto that path if you come from more of a business or support side and want to go more towards tech. So these, I think, are for the 2 projects, they're motivating things. The schedule you see here, it's not for the faint of heart. You will have a couple of days with your family, and that's it. So for those who don't like to be a family, this is a very good opportunity as well. So yeah, we will have 4 weeks, of which 2 are full-time, 2 are part-time. So basically, it's like a half summer course. The 2 extra days that you get off, you will of course get homework for those days. So expect that 4-week curriculum. When it starts the Monday before the Christmas party, work for 1 week, get drunk, work a bit more, and we have a bit of celebrations, back to school. At the end, in the start of January, when the winter school is over, you'll be done, you can go back to the teams. At that time, we will then do, as we did with the summer academy, and we will be looking as we go along to see if there's positions. They'll be open, as always. We try to make decisions first for internal filling, and so that's what we show. If there's no positions, no problem, you can pay. You learn, you go back to the team where you work, where you probably are very sorely missed, and so on goes further. So this was my introduction, my brief introduction. Yeah, and now to whomever now starts.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Slides. Hello, my name is Tancho. I'm head of QA coach now. Today we will talk a bit about software testing. What is software testing? It involves a lot. It involves the execution of software to see that they meet the requirements that to run the application, to see that they have all the specification wrote by the stakeholders, by Morten and our clients, to see that they act as you can see a lot more here. And now, what is a software tester? Not very much. Okay. The software tester is actually the person who is the end user of the application inside the company before it is launched. So you must put yourself in the position of an end user to see how the application reacts, to see how an end user will use it. That's about it. Okay, a simple definition of that is English. What does this button do? You must press all the buttons. Okay, there are two types of testers. The first one, it's a manual tester, and as you may guess, the manual user tester has the role to manually do all the actions on the application. So it is the most likely to have end user perspective. So if you see visual bugs or something else, you see that it doesn't act as normally. Okay? And an automation tester. The automation tester largely uses tools that do this job for him. So for example, you have tools that test security, that test load, or for the front end, you can check behaviors for the end user, but it's harder to see visual bugs. Okay, what are the benefits for using automated testing? It saves you a lot of time. You can write a lot of scripts, and then you can run them very fast. In like 1 hour, you can run 50 tests that for a manual user, it will take 4 or 5 hours. Repeatability, you can use them all over for every iteration of the project. Maintenance of the test suite, it's easy because when you run them, you will see that some of them fail, some of them will pass, and for the ones that fail, you can check them and see if the version has changed, if the functionality has left, or something like this. And increased coverage with automated testing, you can cover almost 98% of all applications easily. Okay, never allow the same bug to bite you twice. This is said because if you automate regression test suites, then you are most likely to excel this. The disadvantages for automated testing are because you cannot remove the info manual testing. Always there are more tests, so you cannot cover it by automated testing, so you must do it manually. GUI test machines. GUI stands for graphical user interface. The machines are very hard at recognizing visual bugs. because they do not know how to interpret, they do not have a sense of style. So it's not easy for them to recognize it. You have to use testing tools, and for them you have to learn them and everything. And most times you also have to buy them, so they have costs. The investigations, because you may also find bugs inside the test scripts that you write, and that also is time consuming. And that the bugs of the system. Okay. Types of automation testing. You have automated unit tests that test the core components of the program. You have web services and API tests that write for large chunks of the file, the system, and GUI tests. That what you mostly do when seeing the application as an end user. Okay, some types of tools for unit tests, web testing tools and GUI. We can talk about them later. Okay, automation tools cover a lot of areas: functionality, performance, security, and come into formats: open source and commercial or license-based. What we do in Everymatrix? We at Everymatrix use Selenium WebDriver with the framework and test written in Java. The arguments when making this decision were open source tool. Java is commonly used with the tool, and you have developers that write code in this language. So you always have the help of your peers in writing tests. We use JMeter for performance testing, and we also use SoapUI for API testing. What you will learn in this course, you will learn about Java in about 2/3 of the time. You will learn about access and non-access modifiers, static members, OOP, and other wonderful things. You learn about Selenium, which is the driver of the browser. Learn about it, locators, page object pattern, tools of the trade, Java, Eclipse, Maven, introduction to QR. For those who do not have QA experience, for people that come from other departments, you have a special course before this, and you learn about QA, fundamentals of testing, software development life cycles, static techniques, test design techniques, and others. We talked about Selenium. Selenium is a tool for automated web application testing. It drives the browser as a normal user does. And for creating these tests, we had two options: Selenium IDE, which is a click and record tool. So you go in Mozilla Firefox, you click register, input, and it follows your path. Or Selenium WebDriver, which you use, in which you write the test in Java. At the end of the course, you will know what is QA, how to do QA in testing, start being comfortable with Java, and learn about Selenium WebDriver and the use of its methods. And you write your own automated test. And for this, I have an example. Let's see. So you have seen we log into the site, go to sports, select odds, you will input the stake of 0.25 and place a bet. And you can see this is how it took like 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
So something is automatically happening there.
Yeah.
This is I thought it went crazy.
No.
It's a feature, right?
This is how automated test works. And for example, we have another test. In which we will see a bug. We will not see a bug.
So you just logged in, right?
Yeah, no, it will not log in.
It doesn't?
No, and it will cause an fail error, which we will review and see that the bug occurred. So for this bug, we will place an issue in Java, and then the developers will. Okay? And last, the teachers that you will have at the academy, you'll have Diana Orea, which has a lot of experience in Selenium and Java, Adrian Ghiță also, and Alexandru Panagia and Bogdan Iancu for Bucharest. And for Lviv, we will have Natalia Petriv, Pavlo Savcin, and Igor Makar. Thank you.
Right, so that was the.
Maybe Q&A, right?
Do you have any questions?
Let's see from Lviv. From Lviv, there are questions. Zabala?
No questions. No questions? Perfect.
Right, so that was the easy part. Now comes the hard part, project management. As I said, we have a number of features. For project management, it will be me and our dear friend and colleague, Gerard's son. You'll have Mihai Epine for Scrum, and then Sami for business analysis. So yeah, Gerald will do the presentation today. I hope you enjoyed. Perfect.
Thank you, And let's go to project management. This is the slide. Perfect. So what we'll do, we'll speak about what is a project, what project management means, what's a project manager, and what we could achieve by doing this. Okay? So Mihai is very careful. Okay, perfect. So we have here the definition of a project. Okay, not the one written in the books, but the overall definition. And from my perspective, as I see the things, everything that you do is a project. For example, you want to buy a car, that's a project. What do you have to do for this? Well, you have an objective, yes, buying a car. Then you must have a deadline. I need this car tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, or next year. That's the deadline. And after this, you will say, what do I need to know and to do to buy this car? Well, I need to have money for the car, and I have a driving license. Okay? So, with other words, buying a car could be a project. Same story applies for everything from our life. Whatever you do, if you think it as a project, it's the same thing. You know, could be more simple, more complex, but overall the idea is the same. So this is how I see a project. Then we have the definition from the books, which sounds a bit more fancy, but I like the first one. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go further and discuss a bit about project management. Okay. So what is project management? Here is looking here very, very complex. That's a picture from the books. I hate it. From my perspective, project management is like, might sound fancy, but I see it as an art of achieving your goals. So you want to do something, you use project management, and you achieve that goal. Okay, and this applies at all levels. So as Edward said, for example, when I moved from automatics to JetBoot, he asked me, why do you think you could be a good CEO? And I said, well, look, being a project manager is the same thing. I have a team, I have a department, I have a product, I'm in charge of the cost of the product, I'm in charge with everything inside the product, okay? So at a smaller scale, it's the same thing. So if you could do well on the project management, you could do well almost in every situation. Okay? Again, we have here the definition of project management, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And now we speak about the project manager. Who is this guy? As I mentioned again, anybody could be that guy. All that you need to do to become a good project manager, you have to be, okay, I speak there again about passion. So good passion comes here. You have to be organized, you have to be passionate, you have to be goal-oriented. So your main goal, your main objective will be to make things happen. Okay? So all the time, don't get stuck, make things happen. This is the short summary of being a project manager. You get a task, you make it work. You make it done, okay? You have a few guys which might help you or not. If not, you have to make them desire to help you, and then you get it done. Perfect. The next slide, that's a funny picture, is how project manager is seen. So my coworkers, I think this applies very, very well in real life, to be honest. Because my colleagues think that I sleep a lot, I sleep with everybody. Then my boss was seeing me doing a lot of things at the same time, which wasn't really true. What society thinks I do, this might apply, no? From time to time with my regular job. Then how my friends are seeing me, what do I think I do? You know, I think I'm just programming or something, like Superman. It's not like this, you know. But what I'm doing, and we orchestrate the things. So again, we have to make the things happen. You know, it's not about you, it's about the team. You have to be the one who assures that the team is performing well in order to deliver the objective, to reach the objective of your project. Okay, cool. Then the last slide here is why should I join this class? Well, as I said, being a good project manager, you could do whatever you want in this life, you know. And by doing this, you can become a change agent, which sounds very fancy, but believe me, this is true. So if you're good on this, you could achieve those things. You could start mastering the basic situations. You know, at the beginning, it will be difficult. When somebody will come and scream at you, and if that somebody is, let's say, Ebe, you know, you might feel a lot of pressure. But time by time, you know, you start to get used to this, and you manage to handle the pressing situations in the right way. You have the possibility, which I think is one of the best, to cultivate people skills. So again, it's not about you, it's about the people. You have to be sure that the people inside your team, they're performing well, you know. And you have to be there for them, you have to help them, you have to help them so they could help you to achieve your overall objective. And the last ones, okay, again, a fancy one to have a toolkit of techniques, which, to be honest, I never liked it, but I had to do it. Okay. And the last part, which again I think is very, very important, you have the possibility. What happened? Nothing happened. Okay, I don't need to say anymore. You have the possibility to improving yourself all the time, and besides this, also to improve the guys near you, because you will be like a leader. No? And that's why I think it's a very, very good thing to attend this class. So if you'll be able to attend the class and you're able to finish the class, it will be a very a big win for you guys. Okay, so that's my part. I have no PowerPoint anymore. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, we'll continue with the other team. Okay? No questions? Perfect. Thank you.
Hi guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mihai. I work a lot with Scrum and Kanban, and during this course I'm going to teach you this. If you're going to participate in this course about Agile, and mostly about techniques from Agile that you can use in project management. That means stuff about Scrum, stuff about Kanban, and before we begin, I'm going to talk a bit about how do we measure successful projects. So in project management, like Gerard said, you always think about your scope, your budget, and your schedule. But in Agile, you don't quite do it like that. So I have here succession of projects. I'm not going to. What brings them all together as successful project, as you can see, it's not that they check all the points like scope, budget, and schedule. Is that they create happy stakeholders, as in your customers, as in your company, as in the guys that you work with. They're all stakeholders. So this is a big part of Agile. You want to measure how you're doing by delivering and creating happy stakeholders. And why do I put such a large value on this? Because we tend to build the wrong things. There are studies that you can look on the internet, you can find the link here if you don't believe me. But we went from like 170% of budget in the beginning of 20, sorry, my English. So we tend to build the wrong things, and there are studies that show us that like 45% of the things that we're building in IT we don't use, like functionalities we don't actually use in our projects. This is a study from the Standish Group that was published in 2002, I think, but it's still valid today. it was rejected. So we pay a lot for complexity. So what does Agile do? Agile is an umbrella that covers several frameworks that develop and deliver incremental and iteratively. That means that you learn a bit about Scrum, a bit about Kanban, and you'll know where to look in the other areas in this course. And I'm going to teach you how to use parts of these methodologies, and you can apply them in project management. So right now, Agile is kind of like this. You see a lot of big words, you see a lot of things that
Pigs.
pigs, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
Green,
you
right.
can see even pigs and chickens.
I saw pigs.
Yeah, it's a massive joke. So pigs and chickens.
Eggs and bacon.
Yeah, the eggs and the bacon joke about Agile. So you'll learn about the Agile Manifesto. You'll learn about Scrum Mastering. You'll learn about the roles in Agile. You'll learn about sprints, user stories, release, backlog. Why you want to do your work with the product owner, why do you want to plan, why do you want to be in a team. So all things here are pretty important to Agile. But what will we actually learn? So we'll learn about Lean, about Scrum, about user stories, about pair programming, about velocity sprints, Kanban, continuous integration, retrospectives, roles, and why you should join this class. Because at the end of it, you'll understand Agile principles. You learn how to apply them in your teams. You learn how to become fluent in Scrum, because that's what we use in most of our development teams. You'll understand what roles need to do what by when, and how you can work with those roles that are present in Scrum as a project manager. So I think that's a pretty good selling point. I went with URL, and as the closing note and a bit more funny, this is what my peers see me like from time to time. The product owner is on the far right, and my team is actually next to it. So I'm sorry if you don't see it at the back of it. You'll receive the presentation tomorrow. And this is what actually being a Scrum Master means. I hope you're going to come to this course. I'll be teaching in the first 3 days. It's going to be intensive because there's a lot of information. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for your time.
Hello guys.
Is there any? Yes.
Okay, now it's my turn. For my slice of bread, I'll keep it short. Lviv, can you hear me? No? Okay, so technical writing and business analysis. Okay, I'm Samuel Barijan, Levi calls me Sami. I'm currently working as a product owner for reconciliation and GM reporting. I also write business requirements for GM Core. But when I started at Everymatrix, I worked as a technical writer and business analyst. And those skills came in very handy as a project manager, especially if you don't have specific people assigned to those roles. So you have to write your own business requirements, your own manuals and stuff like that. No, I spoke that one. Yeah, sorry. Okay. No, it's fine now. Yeah, so what's technical writing? What does a technical writer do? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. He writes technical documentation, right? So if you ever read a manual for your microwave, your coffee machine, I don't know, patch for World of Warcraft with new bugs and whatever. That was written by a technical writer, right? The trick is getting it right. So in order to do that, you have to assess your audience correctly. If you're writing release notes for the CEO, you can't get too technical because you'll get bored, you won't read it, and the whole goal of the release note will be in vain. Right? Have to be concise, focused, accurate. Right? You don't write poetry, write technical documentation. The text needs to be easy to understand, so you have to be careful how you express yourself. Yeah, keep it nice, simple, short. And don't forget about document layout and design. Yeah, if it's pretty, to look at it, it's easier to read, right? What is business analysis and what does a business analyst do? Well, the business analyst identifies the business need, right? And he finds a solution. He's the middleman between the business side and the technical side, right? So, for example, Ebe wants a dinner table, and you are the development team, or I don't know, the carpenters. If he says to you, I want a dinner table, you don't know where to go with that. Okay, you want a dinner table, but give us some more info, man. I mean, how many legs, I don't know how big and whatever, and you will get frustrated because you don't have all the info up front. Maybe Ebe doesn't have time to answer your question, so the business analyst will ask, meeting with Ebe, and will ask all the right questions. Okay, what's the surface of the table? We want it modular. Maybe you don't have enough space in your dining room, so you have to assemble it and so on. Mobile wheels. Yeah. So to be a good business analyst, you have to be able to communicate and express yourself clearly. So Hodor from Game of Thrones want to be a very good business analyst. Better than me, but still not that good. You need to be able to break down your work in smaller blocks, right? Focus on the big picture, but also on the details, because you have to use this work breakdown structure because you might need to make requirements for a big project. Sorry? You have to make requirements for a big project, right? And you have to split it into big increments, but we're not doing waterfall in Everymatrix, right? So you don't document the whole project. First document the first increment, write a little bit about the next one so that you know what you will do in the future. So you have to focus big picture, small picture. Use different techniques to elicit easy to understand business requirements. So you can use prototyping, right? So that the developer understands easier what you need. Process flows. You can design user interface, make mockups. Anything you can use so that the developer understands better what he has to deliver. Training land. Okay, we'll have 5 days, technical writing part 2 days, business analysis 3. What you will learn after you finish the course. Well, of course, an introduction into technical writing and BA. How to approach technical writing and business analysis tasks, how to get in and how to finish them. Tips and tricks, different techniques for technical writing and business analysis, coming very handy. Tools that you can use. As a business analyst, you might have to know a little bit of MySQL, maybe know how to read a small snippet of code. BA and technical writing in Everymatrix, the roles, where do they fit in our release cycle? And yeah, in the end, how to write great technical writing and business analysis requirements. And we will focus a lot on the practical side of the course, right? So we will learn about technical writing by actually writing release notes for features that were released, or by actually writing manuals. We'll learn about business analysis by actually writing business requirements for features. And we'll give them a development team, and if they fail, it's okay. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thanks.
On this last thing, I'll just say it's conscious that we put these different people together on the project management thing, that we don't do a focused 4-week thing on Scrum, which of course you could, and I'm sure Michael could entertain you for 4 weeks on purely Scrum, just as some should do on technical writing and business. And that's part. The point of doing it together is actually, it is done on purpose. It's done such that when you lead this, you'll be able to understand a project in all its phases, from start to finish, in all different roles, and you will be able to, on your own, actually hold all the gaps in one person. Maybe you'll not be required to, maybe you'll think, I'm specialized, I'm going one way, I'm going the other way, but you'll be able to have an elementary mastery of all of the caps that you are wearing throughout a whole project phase, everything. This also means that there are people today in our company that maybe today only are doing Scrum, or maybe only are doing one other part of project management, and who would say, yes, I'm only doing this, and maybe it's great, but I would like to also join here to master more of this, and to maybe switch over, maybe take more, maybe be fully manage something, maybe switch over. It allows you to have that more flexibility instead of being highly specialized. So a more generalist approach, you could say. So this is done on purpose, and I hope it will serve you well. All right. So maybe some questions for Andrea. Anything?
Tomorrow, we'll send it late. No, I didn't prepare anything. Okay, so tomorrow we'll send an email with the details, and we'll send also the presentations. If there are any questions after, if you don't have questions now, you can write me, or you can send me an email. Me or Iris, Iris is somewhere here. So if there are any other questions from here or from the bit,
When is the application deadline?
or the application deadline, probably it will be Friday, but in the email we will tell you.
So we're doing it a bit earlier than last time to give people a chance to apply, get notified, and so that you can actually plan your Twitter holidays if you're part of this and plan accordingly. Yeah. So we'll aim also at after we have the applications to finish with the jury voting in maximum week, I would say. And also get this out, also allow the team leaders out there to know who will not be able to come in on the dog shifts between Christmas and New Year, but instead will be sitting learning the academy. So it's good for your planning, it's good for the team leader planning that we sort all these things out now. So that's why we started with.
Yeah, question. So in the presentation for the Winter Academy, it said project management and automated testing. But is it an and or is it an or?
Two courses. You apply for one course or you apply for the other course.
Right. Right.
So yeah, just as we did in the summer. Two completely separate courses. You will, however, be sitting in the same room, which is nice because it's nice and cozy there. Well, what we did in the summer academy was actually we did work where I actually got the two groups to work together as well. So we tried to make it also project-based with actual examples. Whether we can do this or not is up to the teachers, but there we actually had the two teams, the web developers and the JavaScript guys, building something that was working together and showing their progress in this. So trying to be flexible around these things as well. And the way we did it back then and the way we're doing it now as well is there's a lot of self-work. It's not like you be listening to me from 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening, you'll probably die from that. So instead it will be based on him picking out the right materials for you to work with. There'll be a lot of self-work. Well, he will be more like a resource. So think of this in some ways as you learning on your own, self-assisted by people who know this, people who will test you, drill you, give you some homework, and then try to put things together for you. And in project management and in testing both, try to be also some hands-on. We have plenty of projects that he mentioned. We have plenty of applications that need testing. So there's a chance for us to actually take some real life examples, put them together and to get some real experience with people on the leaders as well. So it's not going to be textbook, it's not going to be that kind of thing. It's going to be something where you can work with things and achieve some things and get some real experience afterwards, where you know that you have something to use in practical situations.
So if you want to apply, you can start to prepare your motivation later. And your CV, maybe probably your CV will have. So you can start to prepare your motivation letter. And tomorrow you will not do more. This week you will send it.
Thank you.
Would you like to stand up?
Nu ți-am văzut tranziția când îți mai.
Vreau să ne limităm la un număr, poate să fie mai multe tehnologii și vinem să trei locuri. Asta este sau